Are you ready to create a life you crave? Let's spin that doom loop of negativity into an upward success cycle and start living lucky. Morning! I'm Jana.
I'm Jason.
Straight out of bed. Actually,
Get your bed out of head.
I have a really exciting luncheon this morning, and so I wanted to shower, and I got caught between, should I shower before, but then I'm going to come with wet hair, or should I just wait and shower afterward?
That's right.
I'm actually having brunch with eight-time, excuse me. Oh my gosh, I need to do my research. 8-time Boston Marathon winner, Miss Jean Driscoll this morning.
And Olympic Hall of Famer.
I mean, she's just awesome. In fact, we've been on a cruise ship, the Mariner of the Seas, and on the wall, it's like, this ship is named after Jean Driscoll.
The Mariner.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Jean Driscoll. And then all of a sudden she calls me on Friday and she's like, I'm going to be in Central Florida. And I thought maybe you might want to go have lunch with me. I'm like, okay,
Well,
yeah,
actually,
let's do it.
So she really called me.
I know she called Jason's phone, but she thought it was mine. So we're both going to go have lunch with her. We're both going to go have lunch. So excuse my bedhead this morning, but I wanted to celebrate
weekend
today.
Of celebrations.
It is a weekend of celebrations.
And it's Woman History
And
Month.
we are specifically celebrating one of our community, Miss Sheila Peak. She is here every single day. And she even says in the comments, I'm so elated over this weekend. And Sheila, I hope you don't mind. I want to share some of your exciting news, if that's okay. And maybe you want to put it in the comments and you can share it with everybody. But Sheila often talks about her daughter, Amanda. Hey, Marilyn, good morning. Marilyn says, that's great for you. I love it when people are happy for other people. It just raises our frequencies.
Yeah, well,
it puts us all in a better vibration.
It's one of those things about when people are doing good, we do good.
That is so
Whenever
true.
you do good in the world, it's good everywhere in the world. Doing good anywhere is doing good everywhere.
That is so true. Now, I don't know all the details and I don't know the story, so I'm just going to celebrate in general, but I'm celebrating Sheila and her daughter, Amanda, because I did get word that Sheila is going to have a son-in-law. So I am maybe jumping to conclusions, maybe painting my own story in my head, but I am getting word that Amanda is in love. Sheila says Amanda is in love. And
to be in love.
Yes, I also did get from the message that maybe Sheila was meeting the parents of her future son-in-law. So we just
I've heard that before.
We just want to congratulate you, Sheila, and celebrate you because you know what? When you are on a high, it is contagious. And if we can ride that train, come and ride that train.
Come on, ride that train.
And ride it.
Yeah, I remember the first time that I met Amanda, and then she actually came over and spent a weekend with us.
So that was in 2020. And this was early on in our life coaching days. And in fact, when people would say, what is it that you do? We didn't really even know. We didn't even really know. We were like, you know what? We just know that we can help people. We know that we can help people, and we know that God is working through us. And
we know we've come a long way,
and we know that we've been through a lot of experiences. And so Amanda had a lot of knowledge and skills in technology. So I'm like, you know what? I think it'll be a win-win. Amanda can come here, help us set up our podcasting equipment.
Please help us with the podcast.
And while she's here, maybe we can become mentors and maybe we can somehow plant some life seeds into Amanda. Well, while she was here, we sat out by the fire pit and we had some really intriguing conversations and we asked some tough questions. We asked the questions. What is it that you want in life? What do you think God wants for you?
What's that look like? What's it feel like?
Why do you want that? What do you need to do to get it? who do you need to become? What is it that you're looking for? And we were dreaming and scheming. What does your ideal life look like? And then we would say, what is it that you need to stop doing? Or what is the obstacle that's getting in the way? And why haven't you achieved that thus far? So we would ask those tough questions, and we can't take credit for anything because God was working through us. It's almost like it was God's work because Amanda was helping us while she was here as well. But I feel like those conversations helped maybe start planting the seeds of where Amanda wanted to go. And it started to align her desires with the decisions she was making with her divine design.
Well, also, I think a lot of times we're looking for the answers, and a lot of times we're not really asking the right questions
or taking the time.
That's what happens for me often, and that's why I have a coach, is because I'll get stuck in my own sameness, and I'm asking myself the same questions,
Yes.
And a lot of times and this is not natural, but over the history of time, we kind of get in these ruts and tracks. We fall into the commonality of the easy track of the disempowering question. Mm-hmm. And then we can't remember how to make that an empowering question.
And I remember those disempowering thoughts that she was having, like, oh, it happened, love happens to everyone else, but it'll never happen to me. I remember that.
Or even sometimes like, well, why is it hard to find clients? Why is it hard to do this? It's not why is it hard. Those are disempowering questions. Mm-hmm. It's why does opportunity always come into my surroundings? Why do I see opportunity everywhere?
Because when you start looking for it, then that's what you find.
Yeah, and sometimes you need a coach that's living in that new experience to kind of bring you into that experience.
So that what is possible and what can happen. And it's just amazing to see how Amanda's life has transformed over the last 2.5, 3 years, because it does feel like a 180, doesn't it? It feels like a 180. It just feels awesome. And we are so excited for her. We are so excited for her.
Yeah. I get goosebumps. So there's so many people that reach out to me, and I feel goosebumps almost daily. And that's my mantra is follow my goosies.
Yeah, follow your goosies. Yeah.
So it's just a blessing to have. Love is big. Love is huge.
And I think it's Albert Einstein that says dreams happen twice. First, they have to happen in the imagination before they can come to fruition. So sometimes we just don't stop to ask ourselves, what is it that we really want?
Yeah. And imagine it clearly.
And get focused, get clear, get clarity. Okay, and where am I now? Where am I at now? Where do I want to go? And then the third step is, how do I get there? And if I don't know how, then let's surround ourselves with people who are doing it, because that's contagious and it's going to eventually catch on.
Well, think about it. If you can imagine it, mm-hmm. I mean, there's a process. That's really just building something. That's building something in your mind. The problem is we get stuck in the imagination world, and then in reality. So if you can build it, if you can imagine it in your mind, you can go. So there's this thing about the sky being the limit.
Yes.
But the sky only has a limit if you put a limit on it.
Oh, that's so good. Say that again, Jason.
The sky only has a limit if you put a limit on it. So you are giving the definition of what any limit is on anything in life.
That's so true.
So I was thinking about kindness over the weekend, because we got in an argument, and I was thinking, not an argument, it was a disagreement, and I was like, and the word track that went through my mind was, one day I'm gonna forget to be kind, right, and I'm gonna say something I'm gonna regret. There's a limit to my kindness. And I thought, you know what? That is one of the worst things I could even think in my head. Right. Because there's no limit to my kindness, especially for my wife. Because you are
write that down.
You are my partner. You are the person I love more than anybody in the world. And there's no excuse for a thought like that.
Yeah.
But it flew through my head, and I grabbed it, and I said, because I was in the heat of the moment, and I was like, where did that come from, and why did I grab a hold of it?
Oh my gosh.
I'm popping this on Jana right now.
Get rid of that one.
But then
kindness is infinite. It's abundant. We can give and give and give.
But kindness. I don't know who's ever thought of something like that and said, what am I thinking? Or who lives into that thought and says, I'm going to say something that's hurtful right now. Because
I feel like we're deep. Hey, Mindy, thanks for joining us.
Because oftentimes we've been in situations where we've been around a couple and they said, okay, I've hit my limit. I'm going to say something unkind because I've hit my limit and I need to go over the fence right now. Okay. And sometimes you go over the fence and you can't get back.
Okay, so I'm sorry.
I know, I got us off.
I love your kindness. I love it.
Derailed from
Mindy loves it too. Mindy says, love that. There's no limit to kindness, no limit to the sky. Sheila says we will be getting a wedding invitation. Whoa, I'm so excited. We will do our best to go.
I like to throw rice while it's still in the bag.
I will try to
they remember that.
Prevent him from doing that because he did that once.
At Hover and Carrie's wedding. They just celebrated 11 years.
Oh, we're celebrating them as well.
I remember introducing them.
And here's the way the world works is that when you try to help people, it comes back. There is an exchange there. There's a karma because we had the intention of helping Amanda that weekend. And we also we had her in on some of our early workshops that we did. So we helped her get over a few obstacles. I did some one-on-one coaching with her, and I'm so excited to where her life is now. And I want to say she helped us set up our podcasting equipment, and our podcast, we kind of steered away from it. We kind of put it on the back burner. But you know what? We have been continuously uploading our podcast. Uploaded over 10,000 downloads last week. And so I just feel like it's a God thing. Like it's funny how we create our habits and then our habits create us, and we plant these seeds way back, and it takes time for them to sow and reap the rewards.
And then to harvest.
And what is so crazy is that our podcast is thriving right now. Our podcast is booming. And so we want to thank Amanda as well, because she really helped us. And so it goes both ways. We help others and it comes back to help us even more sometimes.
We celebrate you, Sheila.
Thank you for being
celebrate you, Holly, and Hobart and Carrie.
Part of our community.
We celebrate all of you. Today.
Yes. Thank you. We love you. And I'm going to go hop in the shower now.
Keep living lucky. Have a great week.
Oh, and we celebrate Jean Driscoll, 8-time Boston Marathon champion. I hope I can keep up with her.
I hope I got it right. It might be 7 times, but it doesn't matter.
She's a winner.
Winning. That's right.
Bye-bye. If the idea of living lucky appeals to you, visit us at startlivinglucky.com.